Right, we now come to the second half of our concert, and I'm very pleased to have some old friends here on the stage. Would you welcome Genesis?
This number is called the Fountain of Salmacis.
Of tall dark pine wood, Mount Ida rises like an island within a hidden cave. Nymphs had kept a child, Hermaphroditus, son of gods, they were in a feather. As the dawn creeps up the sky, the hunter caught sight of a door. With an ugly lady not beheld before. Where are you, my father? Give wisdom to know. And as his strength began to fail, he saw a shimmering lake, a shadow in the dark green depths, disturbed a strange tranquility. To quench his thirst, a fountain spring appeared before him, and as his heated breath rushed through the cool mist, a liquid voice called, Son of gods, drink from my spring. The water tasted strangely sweet. Behind him the voice called again. He turned and saw a cloak of mist alone, and as he gazed, her eyes were filled with the darkness of the lake. We shall be one. We shall be joined as one. Descended from the sky. And then their flesh and bones were strangely merged, forever to be joined as one. called into the lake, a fading voice was heard. And I beg, yes I beg, that all who touch this spring may share my fate. We are the one. Both had given everything they had. Another street had been opened, lost forever still beneath the
That was the Fountain of Salmacis, and it's the first time I've heard Genesis with the Mellotron live, and I must say it vastly adds to the sound and adds to what already was a very good group anyhow. This next number, I'm particularly pleased that they've committed to wax on their new album Nursery Crime, because it's always been one of their good stage numbers. It's the musical box. First of all, our court jester, Mr. Peter Gabriel, would probably like to say a few words about it.
Henry! What's happened to our game of croquet? Cried little Henrietta. Henry found croquet completely irresistible, and so he rushed out onto the front lawn to join his little sister. Just as play was about to commence, she raised her croquet mallet in the air, and with one fell swoop, she removed little Henry's head. This had the effect of killing him. But 2 weeks later, she was in Henry's old room and she found an old musical box which used to play the tune of Old King Cole. And when she opened the musical box and the tune began to ring out, a strange, somewhat familiar pair of green knickerbockers were mysteriously lowered from the ceiling. Into these Henry was dropped. He'd been given a second round. Always a bit on the roundy side, Henry found himself a young lady, and he led this young lady up the old wooden stairs into the attic to show off his very fine water tank. The nurse was downstairs, however, and she heard strange noises, so rushed up, picked up the musical box, and instinctively smashed it into the bearded child, destroying both. In the middle of this number, we've arranged for a small pair of satin green knickerbockers to be lowered from the BBC Paris studios, into which, very casually, a naked Eddie Waring will be dropped. This is called the musical box.
That I may join with you. All your hearts now seem so far from me. It hardly seems to matter and the nurse will tell you lies of a kingdom beyond the skies. But I am lost within this half world. It hardly seems to matter now. Play me my song. Here it comes again. Play me my song. Here it comes again. Just a little bit more time left to live out my life. La 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 la. Play me my song. Here it comes again. Play me my song. Here it goes again. So he called for his pipe, and he called for his bow, and he called for his fiddlers three. The clock tick-tock on the mantelpiece, and I want, and I feel, and I touch, and I know. She's a lady, she's got time. Brush back your hair and let me get to know your face. She's a lady, she is mine. Oh, brush back your hair and let me get to know your flesh. I've been waiting here for so long, and all this time has passed me by. It doesn't seem to matter now. You stand there with your vexed expression, casting doubt on all I have to say. Why don't you touch me, touch me? Why don't you touch me, touch me, touch me? Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down,
I think the 3 years rehearsal was well spent. That's the musical box, and a very fine version there. Just in case you need reminding who Genesis are, we'll give you a quick rundown on the lineup. On bass, you've got Michael Rutherford, and they're on drums, Phil Collins, Steve Hackett on lead guitar, Tony Banks on keyboard, and on bass percussion, flute, lead vocals, and filthy stories, Peter Gabriel. While we're still talking, we'll give you a rundown for next week when we got Deep Purple, and it's introduced by Mike Harding. Band's team was by Chris Lysett, Leaping Around by John Achills, and production by Jeff Griffin. And now for our last number. If you remember last summer, we were played with the giant hogweed, and you thought you got rid of it. Well, no such luck, because this is the return of the giant hogweed.
Hogweed is avenged. Human bodies so will no hang. Kill them with your Hogweed hairs. Heraclea, Manti, Gazi, Army. Damn Hogweed!
Genesis Legend.